Hello and welcome back to another video. I hope you are all doing well. So today we are going to be reacting to a Glamour video where women are going to be giving their best financial advice. Now, you know, on this channel we do like a bit of financial advice, especially when it comes to making sure everybody is saving money and living a life of financial freedom, or at least working towards a life of financial freedom. So I'm a woman. I'm excited in hearing what other women have to say when it comes to anything to do with money. So without further ado, we're just gonna get straight into this video. We're gonna talk about it, we're gonna discuss it. So grab a tea, grab a coffee, and whilst you are doing that, don't forget to hit that like button, and of course don't forget to subscribe and join our fabulous community. So if you are ready, let's just get to it and see what these women have to say. And the interesting thing is that actually they all have different salaries, so I'm interested to find out whether your advice changes as your salary increases. But it's a group of random women, so let's find out. Okay, so these are responses from 13 actors. Okay.
Don't go to med school.
26 years old and a medical student, and the advice that she gives is don't go to medical school. I get it, it's expensive, but one, you get to help people and save their lives, and two, you end up making a really high salary. So maybe it's because she doesn't make any money, but let's keep going.
Don't let bills pile up, and don't open more than 3 credit cards.
Now, for the $20,000 a year, that is actually a really, really important thing. You should never ever let your bills pile up. In fact, where you can, you should always make sure you are automating your bill payments just to make life a lot easier. If you're really organized, do that. Right, next.
Start a budget and keep working on it. It's not a one and done.
I absolutely agree with that. I think it's so important not only to have a budget, but to refine it as you go along. And that could be anything to do with making sure you are saving as much as possible, you're cutting down your expenses, and even as your salary increases, making sure that your budget is basically the best that you can have it.
If you have money in your account, purchase using a debit card.
Okay, so first of all, she's 40,000, 26-year-old, making £40,000 a year. That's really, really good. I don't think I was making that much at 26, so that's really, really impressive. So I think if you do have money in your account, you should only purchase using a debit card if you are worried that you can't use a credit card effectively. Otherwise, I would actually say use a credit card and use that money to pay off the balance before it's due. And that way you can rack up points and you can use your credit card most effectively. But if you aren't good at using credit cards, then yeah, I would say just use your debit card.
Don't spend more than you make. Only buy what you can pay cash for.
So I do agree, you shouldn't spend more than you make. That's definitely, you should always live below your means. You should spend less than you make.
Avoid credit card debt like the plague.
Absolutely, because you want to fulfill a lifestyle that you can't maintain. So in that instance, I would say definitely stay away from picking up credit card debt.
Money doesn't buy happiness. The nicest things in life aren't things.
Okay, so this is one of those contentious things, because I genuinely believe money does buy a little bit of happiness, because the more money you make, the more things you can get and the more security you have in life, and you don't have to worry too much. It's true, the best things in life have got nothing to do with spending money. So, you know, love, laughter, all of that stuff. But it is important to make sure that you are on top of your finances and not constantly thinking that just because money can't buy you happiness, that you should just not care about your finances. So
find the balance between saving for the future and enjoying the present. And don't kick yourself when you fail.
So I also agree with this. I think you should have some money set aside to just enjoy, because you work really, really hard. But I think it's also really, really important to make sure that you have some savings, and that is a priority, because saving should be a priority over enjoying your money too much. So I think you do need to have a balance, but I think you need to have a budget that allows for that as well.
Control credit card debt.
well, okay. So, yeah, don't pick up credit card debt if you can't control it.
Plan ahead.
Okay, so I was hoping for a little bit more for people from higher salaries. Maybe that's just an assumption that I'm making, and it's making, you know. But I do agree, you should plan ahead. But how do you do that? Make sure you have a budget. Make sure you're living within your means. Make sure you're always looking for ways to make more money, diversify your income, save, invest. Think about all the things that you want for later life now and plan in accordance to that. Budget your spending in accordance to that as well. So she could have given a bit more, but let's keep going.
Automatically deposit a percentage of your paycheck into savings. I don't do this, but I should.
So that was great advice. You should definitely deposit a percentage of your paycheck into a savings account. You should also deposit a percentage of your paycheck into investments, because I think it's really, really important to make sure that you are investing. Interestingly, she's giving this advice, but she doesn't follow it. So it's null and void because you don't even follow the advice that you are giving. So I don't think she should have included that, because that's not the best financial advice she can give, because she's not even using it. But let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'm a bit too harsh. She should be doing that. She's on $151,000. Imagine how much she could be saving and investing.
My dad's advice to me was to live just at the edge of your means.
Absolutely not. You do not live at just the edge of your means. You should always live below your means, and you should always make sure you are saving and investing as much as possible. That is not great advice. I would not advise that. Don't live at the edge of your means. Live way below your means.
Have short and long-term savings goals.
Absolutely. And I think it goes more than just long-term savings goals. It should be financial goals as well. What it is that you want to even purchase. It's not just about how much you want to save. It's also about how much you want to invest and what things do you want to purchase. It's just nice to have goals. You know, do you want a house? Do you want to, you know, at the maximum buy a plane? Whatever it is. But in the meantime, you know, think about those, not just in terms of savings, but actually how you want your finances to look like. Maybe you want to make more money, have short-term goals. Maybe the next year you want a promotion, but in 5 years' time you want to earn 6 figures. Think about it that way and have a plan for how you will get there. Okay, so that is the end of the video. That was really, really interesting. I think for the most part, I kind of agreed with a lot of them, but for some of them, I'm actually surprised because they're high earners and the advice wasn't that great. So I quite like the idea that if you can't buy it twice, I think Jay-Z said this, if you can't buy it twice by cash, then you shouldn't buy it at all. And I totally agree with that. So it's important to make sure you can live way below your means and you are making plans on how you can save, how you can invest, thinking about a budget that can help you automate depositing your money into savings accounts, investments, all that stuff, and making sure you're doing everything that you can to not only think about the now, but also think about the future. Anyway, those are just my points. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And until the next video, thank you so much for all your support. Please make sure to hit that like button and to subscribe. And of course, please make sure to check out these videos, which will show you everything that I'm doing around financial planning. That's talking about saving money, making money, and how I am investing my money as well. And until the next video, take care. Bye. Mwah.